Looking at the Patriots, and Belichick has a reputation for really being tough for young quarterbacks, et cetera. What do you see in what they do and what they have done against other teams that makes it maybe a little bit more tougher to prepare for them or to go against them?
Yeah, I mean, they do a lot of different things on defense, and you can tell they try to do things to mess with your eyes, and they do a good job of it. They try to give you different looks pre-snap, and then get to some of the same coverages that everybody plays. You just get to them in some unconventional ways. But they do a good job, and obviously, there's a reason they've had so much success up there on the defensive side of the ball. So yeah, it'll definitely be a challenge for us.
And I know it seems like every week we're asking you where you've grown, so I'll ask again. But even from Sunday, was there anything when you go back and look at it that you felt like, and I know it's not a linear progression, but that you felt like you did a better job in this area and that helped you get certain results?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I did a good job getting the ball out. Obviously, I go into every game trying to get the ball out as quick as possible, and as soon as the defense tells me where I can get the ball out for a completion, I take it. And thought I did a good job of that for the most part on Sunday, and did a good job trying to avoid sacks. Obviously it's credit to the O-line; they did a good job. But I just thought, as a whole, offensively, we were very efficient and did a good job on first and second down, which made the third downs more manageable. And that's probably our best game on third down so far this year. So yeah, we did some good things. We just got to find a way to finish and find a way to win.
Sam, obviously, yesterday was a busy day for this franchise with the trades of Montez and Chase. As a player, what was your reaction to those trades?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough. Just two great teammates, two great players. And obviously I didn't have anything to do as far as the decision-making of the trades, but, they did whatever they felt was best for the team and as far as the future goes. But, yeah, I mean, I hate to lose those two guys. Obviously, tremendous players, but they're just great guys in the locker room. They're fun to be around, and they work really hard. So, yeah, I wish those guys well, and I want nothing for the best of them.
As a player in the locker room, when you see two of the best defensive players get traded away, what is the significance about that in terms of the direction of this franchise? How do players view that? Is it do you view it as like a reset or a rebuild, or how do you kind of approach what the franchise is trying to do here?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the players aren't really involved in many of those conversations. For us, we just try to control what we can control and try to do the best we can on a daily basis to help this team win football games. And I think, obviously, you lose two players like that, it gives a opportunity for some other guys to get in there and prove what they can do. But yeah, I mean, we still have a lot of football left this year, and we're not just fully set on rebuilding. We're trying to win right now, and we feel like we have the players to do that. And so we're going to do everything it takes to try to win each and every game that we play.
You guys had a lot of offensive success early in the year, then hit that lull, and then obviously came back last week. Was it something different, or was it kind of getting back to what you were doing before that allowed you to have that success?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's different every single week as far as, why it doesn't go well or why it does go well. I think we were efficient, and we avoided the negative plays, we avoided the sacks, and, we were able to get the ball out pretty quick. And I think we just did a good job on first and second down. I think when you can do a good job on first and second down, it's easier to sustain drives. And I thought Sunday was, one of those times where I thought we really had an identity on offense of what we were trying to do. So, we're just going to try to continue to build on that and continue to try to put that performance out there every single week.
You've talked about improving on the sacks a lot when we've talked to you. Was there something specific, or was it schematic, or what, getting the ball out quickly? What was the key to that on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think it starts with those guys up front, and I thought, all five of those guys did a really good job for, most of the game, and it made my job easier. And then, if something wasn't there downfield, I was just trying to check it down as quickly as possible and just trying to, get the ball out of my hands, whether it was an incompletion or a short completion. But I thought I did a good job kind of managing the game, and I thought just as an offense as a whole, we were pretty efficient. So we just got to try to continue to build on that.
Got Terry and Jahan involved real early in that game. How much does that help the offense as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, that's really important for us, and I think we're starting to realize, obviously, we know the type of players they can be, but I think when we get everybody involved like that pretty early, I think it just makes it so much harder to stop. And I think when we do a better job on first and second down and we're able to sustain drives, that it creates more opportunities for them to get them involved. Because some games, everyone might think, oh, we didn't get so-and-so involved, but going into the game, we plan on getting them involved. And it's just kind of how the game goes. And when you have a lot of 3 and outs, it's hard to do that. So when we can sustain drives like we did on Sunday, it just creates more opportunity for those guys to get involved.
I don't know if this made your radar or not, but a lot of quarterback injuries around the league. There was a lot of talk about Jacoby maybe getting moved yesterday, and kind of the answer was Jacoby's really important for Washington in the quarterback room. So how important is Brissett to you as a friend, teammate, veteran eyes?
Yeah, obviously he's very important to me, and he's helped me a lot since he's been here, and obviously I'm just super fortunate to have a guy like that in the quarterback room who's so willing to help me, and he's been, a great mentor, great friend. So yeah, I mean, obviously, there was a lot of talk about him going somewhere else, and I wasn't involved in any of those decisions or anything like that. But I'm happy he's here. I'm happy that we kind of get to finish this year together, and because I feel like I've learned a lot from him, and it's just I go into the game more confident knowing I have him to help me, and it's been awesome to have him here.
Hey, Sam, obviously the first half of the season, right, hasn't gone as well as you guys hoped. You mentioned leaving some potential wins out on the field there. Going in the back half of the season, though, where's your confidence level as a team, and what is your aim for the rest of the season?
Yeah, we're going to take it 1 week at a time, and that's our mindset. We're going to try to go 1-0 every single week, and I think, if we do the right things throughout the week and we approach it the right way, I think we have a good chance of winning a lot of football games. And I think, obviously, the first half of the season, like you said, didn't go the way we wanted it to, and there's a lot of games and a lot of plays that we feel like we want back, but the reality of it is we don't get them back. And so all we can control is how we move forward as a team and what our mindset is each and every day when we come into this building. And we're still confident. We still know what we're capable of as a team, and I think we've shown that at times throughout the season. But it's time to put it together and try to go stack some wins.
And then every game you play, almost it seems like national media guys and even some opponents. Jason Kelsey recently complimented your game quite highly on his podcast, and Mark Schlereth talked about potentially the Commanders have a franchise quarterback in you. Do you feel vindicated at all after your draft experience or what you've gone through so far this season?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get too caught up in that. I'm just trying to focus on each and every game that we play, and every single time I go out there, no matter what the circumstances is, I try to go out there and give it my all and try to do everything I can to help this team win games. Obviously, I think I definitely could have played better so far this season, and it could have contributed to some more wins. And that's just kind of the way I look at it. But the reality of it is we still have 9 opportunities, and that's an opportunity for us to turn this thing around. And I'm gonna try to do everything I can to make that happen.
Sam, just curious if Ron's message to you guys this morning after yesterday seeing 2 pretty popular teammates leave.
Yeah, I mean, it was popular. Obviously, 2 popular players leaving, like you said. But he was positive this morning. And obviously, when you trade 2 good players away, it can hurt a locker room. But at the same time, it creates opportunity for some other guys. And I think there's been a lot of guys on that defense that have proven they can contribute. There's been obviously Casey's done a good job. James Smith-Williams done a good job, and so we got guys that can come in and contribute and we feel like they can come in and play well. So we feel like we have a good chance. We feel like we have a good football team, and we know inside of this building what we're capable of. It's just a matter of going out there and putting out consistent behavior every single week.
Philly being the first time that you kind of played a team a second time in an NFL season, as you look back at kind of how they adjusted to you and what kind of changes they made, what have you learned about kind of how NFL teams deal with a quarterback kind of second time through a season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where every team is kind of different. Every team kind of approaches it differently. You have some teams that, I thought, the first time we played Philly, I thought we had a pretty good game offensively, moved the ball pretty well. So you always think, what changes will they make? What will they try to do differently to, try to stop us? But some coaches like to do what they do, and so it's kind of every coordinator is different, and so it's kind of hard to guess what they're going to try to do differently the next time. But all you can do is try to prepare for what they've put on film. Then you kind of go back and watch, where like previous seasons, like how they played a team the first time. Then you go watch their second game against a division opponent and see if they did anything differently, just to try to see if it's in their DNA. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of different every single week, and it's different with every coordinator as far as how they want to approach it.
Sam, obviously you've already faced a lot of interesting defenses and coordinators and things. This week you're going up against Bill Belichick. I know he's not on the field, but He's going to obviously run their defense. Is there any extra intrigue for you going up against a guy who's arguably, the best coach in league history?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun opportunity, and it's a cool opportunity for us and our offense to go against a good defense, obviously coached by Coach Belichick, and he's done a really good job throughout his career, and there's a reason he's talked about the way he's talked about. And so it's definitely a fun challenge for us, and they do a good job on defense and do a lot of different things and try to do a lot of different confusing looks. So it's definitely a challenge, and we've been excited to prepare. And it's been a fun challenge so far, and we're excited to keep preparing and go out there on Sunday. Cool. Appreciate it, guys.